I made these baked oat sliders yesterday and I'm going to use them for breakfast today, so let's skip back for a second so you can see how I made them. Okay, we're going to start with some peanut butter. Let's do a big tablespoon. Four tablespoons of applesauce. Okay, just mix that together until there's no lumps of peanut butter. Let's add some soy milk. Some flax seeds, baking powder, a good pinch of salt, and oats, of course. Okay, let's set this to the side for a second. I'm gonna cut up some peaches. These aren't super ripe yet, but that's actually good because they're gonna hold their shape a bit better when they're baked. You're just gonna cut them into, kind of slices like this. So in the bottom of my baking dish, I'm gonna add about 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. And then we're just gonna add the peaches. Just toss them in the syrup. And then kind of arrange them. The oat mixture has thickened a bit, which is what we want. You don't want it to be super runny when you add it to the baking dish. So now I'm just gonna add all of this on top. A bit of flaky salt. And I'm gonna bake this at 180 Celsius for 50 minutes. I'm just serving them on some yogurt. A very large piece of oat slider and some hemp seeds. I am back from my exam and honestly it went really well. I got a really good case to analyze and I'm very happy with my answer, so I'm honestly very proud of myself for pushing through with that exam because studying was not easy. I have one more exam to go, which is on Thursday, so in 2 days. I'm not doing any studying for that today though because I just need to give my brain a bit of a break. I think I'm gonna make a smoothie now because it's really hot today. Like, I'm not sure if you can see, but I'm actually sweating. And then I'm gonna make some dinner later. Yeah, so let's make a smoothie.
und Klassikerstrecken, so wie jene am Mittwoch.
Okay, for lunch today I'm having some loaded hummus. We've got some sauteed summer veggies, so I've used radishes, turnips and peas, some dill and fresh mint, some sumac on top, and obviously some pita on the side. I definitely had more pita than that, but because I filmed this recipe I've already eaten most of it. And after eating, unfortunately, I'll actually have to get into some studying. I'm not sure if I've mentioned this already, but I'm actually going on holiday on Saturday, so I'm going to start using up everything in the fridge today. First of all, I've got some cabbage to work on. I needed this for one recipe, and that kind of sucks about living alone, because when you buy one head of cabbage, you're not going to eat it in a week. So I'm going to use this up as best as I can and then just slice up the rest and freeze it for a stir fry or something. With this cabbage I'm going to make a slaw, and then I had some tofu scramble in the freezer that I defrosted this morning, and I'm going to have it with some rice, I think, because I'm obsessed with the rice at the moment. Yeah, let's do this. And since I am making a slaw, I'm going to cut this very finely. Okay, I'm going to get this in a large bowl. These are quite long for eating, so I'm just gonna like kind of chop them roughly so they are just easier to eat with a fork. I've just made a quick marinade with Dijon, olive oil, maple syrup, white wine vinegar and some pepper. Just want to toss that in the marinade. And ideally you would let this sit in the marinade for a couple of hours, but I'm hungry, so that's not happening. Okay, let's put it together. Some white rice. And then the tofu scramble. I am not going to bother heating this up because I am hungry. And then of course, the slaw. Nice and fresh. This is definitely going to keep me going with my study session. You know I'm gonna have to do a quality check. Very good. Good morning. As you might be able to tell, I am about to go for a run. I'm doing my first long run after 2.5 weeks, so I'm very excited to get back to it. I like short runs for like mental health and all, but my long runs are definitely where I have the most ideas and where my brain can kind of switch off a bit. I'm gonna have an apple before my run because I cannot run on an empty stomach. And then I will have some delicious baked oats waiting for me when I get back. Okay, pretty much the same breakfast as on Tuesday. Just added some blueberries today because I felt like it. So great to have a breakfast prepped when you get back from a run. Let's write my last exam. That was it. I'm done. I'm so relieved that I just don't have to study anymore. Oh my God. Ich bin jetzt auch... Ja. Ja, einfach so lustig. Ja, mega. Ja, wir wollten so Reissalat mit Curry und der ist auch echt schmackofatz. Okay, for dinner I felt like making some pasta, and here we've got a very good looking bowl of some peanut butter pasta. I've made this quite a lot on my channel already, so I'm just gonna quickly go over how I made it. I essentially just fried off some zucchini in some olive oil until it was nicely golden, and then I added some garlic, and then also added in some baked tofu. Once my pasta was done cooking, I added the peanut miso sauce that I made. I'll put the measurements for that in the caption, along with a bit of pasta water. Mix that together before adding in my pasta. And just before serving, I tossed in some fresh parsley as well. I'm just gonna garnish it with a bit of extra parsley. You can never have too much parsley, in my opinion. That is the sound of some good pasta. That has got to be one of the best peanut butter pastas I've ever made. The zucchini is so good. This is just what I need right now. Friday. I am a bit tired this morning. I ended up going out with a couple of my friends yesterday night, just getting some drinks and then catching up because I hadn't seen them in like 3 weeks. We've all been studying. So we went out to celebrate finishing our exams, which was very nice, but it did end up getting a lot later than expected. So I'm a bit tired, but that's okay because I don't have to study. I'm having a very chill morning this morning. Having that granola reminded me that I need to prep some granola for camping, because granola is obviously a great thing to have on hand when you're camping. So I'm gonna prep some granola now, and since I've gotten a lot of questions, especially recently, about how I make my granola, I just thought I'd show you like my general method, because I usually don't even measure anything, but I'm gonna show you like kind of how I usually do it. Starting with the dry ingredients. So about 2 cups of oats, big pinch of salt. For the nuts and seeds, I just switch it up every time. You can obviously just use whatever you have on hand. So I'm doing 4 tablespoons of sunflower seeds, 4 tablespoons of flax seeds, and some pistachios. Obviously you can also add some sort of seasoning like cinnamon or cocoa powder. I think I'm just gonna leave it plain today. Okay, let's give this a quick mix. Okay, for the wet ingredients, I usually use coconut oil. This is melted already because it's so warm here. I usually do about 3 tablespoons of this, but in the hardened stage. So I'll probably do like a 1/4 cup or something in this liquid state. Also, I'll put the measurements in milliliters and grams in the caption. For some sweetness, I'm going to be using some honey. Obviously, syrup is going to work just the same. Just add a good tablespoon. We're just going to heat it up together until it's emulsified. The oil and honey mixture is going in here. You essentially just want to mix this until everything is kind of glossy and coated in the oil. I'm going to get this on a baking tray. This is going in the oven at 170 Celsius for around 30 minutes. Okay, the granola is done. I'm going to wait for this to cool completely before storing it in a jar. Yeah, this is going to be great for having for breakfast or for a snack. This isn't super sweet, it's more like muesli instead of like a sweet granola. I personally prefer it this way, but obviously if you want to add more syrup or honey, feel free to do so. It's probably not going to change the consistency. That is how you make the granola. I'm actually gonna get into making some lunch now. I am getting hungry. I have chopped up everything that was left in the fridge, just all of the veggies, and I'm going to serve them on a bed of some creamy polenta, as I love to do. For a quick dressing for the veggies, I'm going to make a creamy dressing. You can also use tahini for this, but I'm going to use some cashew butter because I have been trying to use up this jar for literally 2 months and it's not getting emptier. Salt, pepper, and paprika. Bit of water. That's the dressing done. Let's add lettuce, the fresh veggies, chickpeas, and mix to combine. Okay, my polenta is cooked, so let's assemble. And the creamy salad is gonna go straight on top. 2 more things for topping. I'm gonna add a bit of sumac on top. I love this stuff. And some lemon juice for acidity. Alright, let's get back to packing.
Kiste hast?
Nee, komm noch mal, alles gut.
Kiste, siehst du? Tofu nicht geteilt. Hatte ich in der Hand, glaube ich.
Oh, ich glaube, morgen habe ich Muskelkater. We're about to leave. My mom's just getting the car, but I am so hungry, so I've just got some rice cakes with tofu scramble. I was gonna eat the tofu scramble for breakfast tomorrow morning, but I'll find something else, I'm sure. I am just too hungry to wait. Because realistically, like, we're leaving now, but until there's food in front of me, it's gonna be another hour and I cannot wait that long. So, just having a snack.